In 2007, I started something that I hope that you all know and love, that was Climbing Hold Review. Now, I'm actually shutting that site down, not because we're being sued or we're in trouble, but because I have osteoarthritis in my hands. I've been climbing for 30 years, and I've been climbing quite hard for 30 years. You know, I've hit the ground, blown out my ankle, and my fingers are starting to pay the price. So I've decided to stop reviewing holds. Now, this pains me quite a lot to actually stop something that has been part of my life for 10 years. It's not fun, it's not something I want to do. Unfortunately, it's something I have to do because I can still climb. And I can. I just came back from climbing. I had a pretty good blister on my finger from climbing today. I climbed for 4 hours. I can still climb, but the rigors and the time that it actually takes to review climbing holds, you know, be it sitting down, recording something, going and setting, running the routes, filming people climbing the routes, to make sure that we give you a full, well-rounded review is not something that I can do anymore. There's going to be some more hold reviews coming, because, you know, the next question, I was going to answer 3 questions, which is, why are we shouting? We're shouting because I have to. Actually, this finger is knackered. Since November last year to now, I actually have a bone growth actually right here on my knuckle. That's actually causing me problems. It doesn't stop me climbing, but too much climbing does cause problems. So it's actually a physical problem with me, not with Chris, but with me. Me and Chris have stopped and talked long and hard about how we could continue. But overall, I feel it's better to actually stop and let someone else take the torch that was Climbing Hold Review and run with it. That doesn't mean, people, that I'm stopping climbing. No, I'm not. I'm still going to climb, but I'm climbing on my terms rather than actually doing something. And you have to realize, in 10 years, I've made $0. I've made nothing. When we put advertising on the website, that was just a way to actually offset the cost of the import fees, or me buying holds, or paying for shipping from all of the companies that have supported us. Climbing Hold Review was never a, hey, we get free shit. That never happened. It would have been beautiful, but that's not the way it worked. Climbing Hold Review cost me time, cost me money, import, buying holds, you know, whatever. It costs a lot of money, but I did it for the climbing community, because I love the sport that I've been doing for 30 years, and I'm still going to continue doing the sport until the point where I cannot actually physically climb. I will still climb. I don't want to shut it, but unfortunately it's done. You know, I put it out there on social media. I've closed the website, we're done. Someone else like Zachary Neal's got some stuff coming up. There was the Proving Ground that popped up for a while, maybe they'll come back. You know, there'll be a whole bunch of other places to go get hold reviews. Do they do it the same as we do it? With the same humour and or no bullshit attitude? No, they don't. But that's what we did. I feel that in the 10 years that we've run, we've improved the standard of climbing holds. You know, set screws, colours, hollow backs. You know, there's been good times, there's been bad times. I've stayed awake at night about reviews and how it's going to be perceived by the company that sent me the holds, by the public at large. It's been a stressful endeavour. It really has, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I love doing it. I'm super happy that we came up with the idea. We ran with it from the very early days with the Franklin All-Stars, which was November 2007. The Franklin All-Stars, you know, they liked it so much they sent me a t-shirt. I'm like, hey, holy shit, maybe we could do something. All the money I've spent, all the time I've spent sitting in front of the computer, filming climbing, I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'd like to thank the climbing community at large for accepting us, for listening to the shit we've said, the hijinks, the stupidity. You know, I'd love to thank, and I am going to thank you all the companies that believed in us as essentially what we are, as an advertising agency for them, not agency, but like an advertising avenue for them, where it gets their product to market. You know, like 15,000 people a month come to the blog and come to the website. It's been great, but unfortunately it has to stop. I don't want to stop it, and if I had a choice, I wouldn't stop it. But this opens a door to an entirely new thing. Climbing's outdoors. I've always been an outdoors person. I used to teach climbing, I used to teach sailing, kayaking, archery. You know, my background is outdoor pursuits. So now what we've done is the YouTube channel and the Facebook page has been rebranded as Climbing Hold Review / Outdoor Gear Review. Now, we're still going to do hold reviews from time to time. We're not out of that game in any way, shape or form. You know, we're looking at some dry tooling holds right now, and because we've expanded now from just me and Chris. We've gone from me, Chris, Martin and Doug. Doug's over in the UK. We're actually expanding out into a whole bunch of different things. So expect jackets, shoe reviews, like these shoes, the Solomon Wings Pro 2. I've worn them for a year. There's a review coming on these guys. Very good. There's a lot of other stuff, you know. We're going to look at bikes, we're going to look at belay devices, we're going to look at climbing ropes, we're going to look at, you know, climbing shoes predominantly, stoves, grills. There's a whole bunch of new stuff coming. Like, for instance, surf ears. Now, these guys saved me when I was surfing in the UK this year. They're a pair of earplugs that you put in when you're surfing to stop the water coming in when you get douched when you're surfing, when you're actually in a wave, and there's, you know, the lip coming through and you get washed out and you just wipe out like a motherfucker. These guys, you know, I bought them, wasn't sure, just to save my hearing a little bit, because, you know, sometimes, you know, you need it. But there's also stuff like this, the BioLite camp stove, and it's the 2, not the 1. Now, this is the kettle. Pull it out, kettle. There's a bowl, you know. Well, there's a bowl still there, and then there's the actual stove. So we're actually going to be looking at really new outdoor products like this. We're going to be going through, looking at jackets, looking at pants, looking at shoes, looking at the stuff you use when you're climbing that you might want. And I've carried this a whole bunch because when I'm outside, I want a coffee or something. You know, I carry this stove because I can just pick up a bunch of twigs and I can just make myself a coffee, start a fire, and away you go. Like, it's stuff that, like we did before when we did the reviews on, you know, like, you know, the Petzl Grigri versus the Lifeguard. We're not stopping. We're still going to continue reviewing, and we're still going to be the same people that we have been, but climbing holds will review. It's going to be less. And again, it's not that I want to, it's just because that's the circumstance of what's happening. So again, I'd like to thank the community at large. I'd like to thank all of the climbing companies that have supported us over the years. sent us holds, sent us products that we've sat down, spent time and actually reviewed. It's been fun. It's not done. Holds are gonna be there, but they're gonna be a little less. If there's another new shining star on the climbing hold review market, that's, you know, we'll be the first person to link to them. If someone's picking up the mantle, picking up the torch and running with it, we'll follow those guys. We'll plug those guys. I hope they do a great job. But right now, climbing hold review is dead. It's outdoor gear review. We will do holds. We will do bikes. We will do everything outdoor related. Stay tuned. Please subscribe. Thank you for following. It's been a rough couple of months, but that's life. It's all good. Shit happens. Cheers to you people. Stay beautiful.